My name is Sara Bean, and I am a single mom. I have two daughters, Rebecca, she is 16, she's a junior in high school, and Emily, who is 14, and she's in 8th grade. My housing situation was, I would describe it as unstable. I was renting. I had been married, and I had been with my ex-husband for 17 years, and we were homeowners. And so when we got divorced, I moved into an apartment for the first year, but I couldn't afford that long term. And I knew I couldn't afford it long term, but I needed to just kind of figure out what I could afford. So I lived there for the first year, and I found out really quick that I was going to have to work 2 jobs. I moved into a house in Madison Heights after about a year, and I lived there for 3 years. And I had to continue working 2 jobs. I was constantly being pulled in every direction. I needed to go to work in the morning. I needed to work in the evening. The kids have sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and all of these things. And I felt like just to survive, I couldn't still be present. One season, Emily played volleyball, and I think I made it to 1 game because I couldn't afford to miss work, because if I missed work, I wasn't gonna have money to pay rent or buy groceries. And it was always this constant struggle trying to figure out how I was going to juggle, all of my expenses and still be able to show up for my kids. And sometimes, I just fall short and I just can't show up for them. And that was something that was probably the hardest thing for me. Another big struggle for me during my housing insecurity and instability was dealing with the stigma and the perceptions that come from other people when you're someone that's struggling with a housing crisis. I was crying for help, trying to find a solution for years. There just was not enough, and there was not ever going to be enough money for me to make this happen for myself on my own. I heard about the Community Housing Network from a dear friend of mine. Her name is Carrie, and she was there for me one day when I was just venting about what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't know where to go from here. It was the first time that I felt like it could really happen for me. I might actually be able to be a homeowner, all by myself. Moving into the house, getting the keys, it was exciting. It was really exciting. I was very relieved. Not long after I closed on the house, I got a job working for Wayne County at Department of Health and Human Services as an eligibility specialist. And it was a job that I wanted so bad, and I had been trying to get for a long time. I didn't have to work 2 jobs anymore to still also not get by. And so now I have so much more free time because I'm not having to work 2 jobs, and I can, have time to do all the things I like to do, gardening, work out in the yard. We've got big plans for the summer to start a garden. I think the most important thing for me throughout the entire process is that Dave or anyone else I spoke to at the Community Housing Network, nobody ever talked to me or treated me like I was less than. Community Housing Network has completely changed my life.